Hello everybody, today I'm going to be continuing our two-part series in installing and basically unboxing the Hyte Thicc Q80. So in this video I'm going to be installing the Thicc Q80 into the computer, running Nexus, and also doing some benchmarks. So let's get into it. So I got my computer now, and it's time for installation. So to start off, I'm just going to take off all the side panels and set them down somewhere safe, also known as the floor, where they don't get stepped on. Hopefully. I really love the Y70 since it has plates that side plates which you can basically just pull apart easily, except for the middle one. But yeah. And then we're probably gonna have to remove the GPU first because we need to get it in. I have these nice pink, white, and blue riser heaters. There we go. I'm just going to set the GPU aside, right over here. Okay. So now we have the GPU on, and we can actually access the computer. I'm going to start off with inserting the AIO radiator into the slot right over here. You may already notice that I have some standoffs already installed right over here and here, along with the backplate. So, that's actually a different backplate. This is the backplate I got with the Thicc Q80. Excuse me. And basically, what I'm going to be doing is just installing the current AIO that I have the Q80 onto these standoffs, since I couldn't get them off when I had a Q60. So yeah. And they're still on, so I'm hoping it would work. So I guess maybe installing the standoffs would be a good option right now. So basically you would probably want to watch Hyte's video to determine where you put the backplate on, but you would just want to put it on the back of your motherboard, like so, and then you would want to install the standoffs in. So I'm just going to install these right now. Wait, let's see Lucy Rising typing. Okay. Okay, that is on, and it does appear that they are the same standoffs, so that shouldn't be a problem. See how careful this one is. But it's okay. It's not like this is basically a big point that could fail on my computer and then make my CPU go big boom. Yeah, I'm making no sense right now. Yeah, hopefully these are the same. Perfect. So then we have the standoffs installed. It's time for me to install the radiator. So installing the radiator is going to be a bit tricky because this thing is just so damn big. It doesn't even fit into the container like this. Oh god, you can't even see the top. Yeah, there we go. It doesn't even fit into the container on either side. That's why you have to remove the GPU. So I'm just going to be inserting this bolted in like this, and there is a tiny slot at the top of the fan with the radiator. I'm going to drop this, which has some clearance for this, hopefully. Fans are stopping it. This is under that. Okay, let me try the other way. See, this would definitely not fit in any normal computer case. Like, it's not even fitting in mine right now. Okay, so it doesn't fit. We're gonna have to uninstall some fans. Okay, so I have successfully uninstalled one of my fans. I'm just gonna set that off to the side, right on Hyte's PCIe riser cable. As you can see, right over here. So now I'm gonna once again try to install the radiator. Oh, I just noticed there's actually a little black scuff mark on it already. That's interesting, right out of the box. Right here on the fan. Oh well, that's okay. So I'm gonna try to install this again the same way I did. Like so, it actually fits now. Amazing. So if you are installing this at home, you will need to remove your one of your top pins, so it actually can fit inside. Okay, now that we have this here, oh shoot, wait, maybe I should actually install the cables first because I won't be able to do that. Yeah. Okay. I will say I had 4 hands. Okay, I'm just gonna set this clean on this. Please don't fall. So they have 2 USB Type-C connections, as you can see right there. That connector just installs right into this slot right here, like so. Needs a bit of pushing, but just got it. So nice. So I'm gonna reinsert this again into the case. This is tough. And I'm gonna basically align the cables through. Okay. So where are the cables? Right here. So it looks like they would fit perfectly into the top slot, which is right here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Yep. Okay. So I'm gonna just put those in right now. I'm gonna actually raise this table up a tad bit so you guys can see me better. Where are the cables? Oh, they're stuck on my RAM. Okay, I'm gonna put big one in first, power cable. Just wrap that through. Then put the 2 smaller ones in. Like so. Now I'm just gonna pull on these while I get the AIO so we don't have any cables hanging. Try to get the AIO in. There you go. Perfect. So we have the cables all out. And the AIO is basically aligned now. So actually this would be a good time to screw it in probably. So let's get our screws. So for this we need these little shiny screws. There should be a lot of them. These ones right here. And we're just going to screw them in off the bottom. Make sure this is aligned first. Okay, I'm just going to put 1 screw in that. And I'll put the 2nd screw in here. Ow! I just hit myself on the table. So now that we're done installing the fans, I've decided I'm gonna plug in these cables now so I don't basically have to look back here again. So we're going to start off with this power connector. This connector is going to be going and plugging into a PSU cable for your power. And I have one of those right over here, a 6-pin power connector cable. You're going to want to make sure that the little notch on top, see that, like right here, is connecting to the notch on top of the 6-pin power connector, and it should smack in place. Snap, not smack. So now that we have the 6-pin power connector plugged in, we're going to plug in the USB header into a powered USB stand, or powered USB splitter, I mean. So we're going to want to plug it into a powered USB splitter or on the motherboard, and not an unpowered splitter. So let me find it really quickly. Here it is. Just going to untangle this really quickly. Perfect. And I have an acrylic USB splitter right down there. So I'm just going to see if I can just shove this in here, and if not, I can pull this out a bit more. There we go. Now time to put it back in. Perfect. So now I can just put this cable away. And we have one more cable to install, which is going to be the fan header. So for this cable, I'm going to be installing it up at the top. So I'm just going to put this right into here and drag it out with my other hand and flip this computer over. So we have the CPU fan header right up here. So we're just going to take our cable that we routed through right here and plug it in as so. Then I'm just going to move all of this back in like this. Perfect. Then while we're at it, I might as well also... why won't this blur? Why is this so blurry? There we go. So now that we've screwed that fan back in and mounted the AIO and basically plugged it all in... Oh, there's your cable manager's cables. Okay, there we go. It is time for us to mount that full plate and screen. So it mounts up like this. I think this is a bit tangled right now first, so I'm gonna untangle it. I guess it goes like that. Probably, yeah. Okay. So it should already have LGA 1700 mounted hardware installed. So I'm just going to take off this cover right here. And then you can see that it already has thermal compound right on the cooler, the cold plate. So we're just going to attach this right on. So this is just going to basically align with the 4 little screws on the sides, like so. I think it's fully on. Yep, it is. Perfect. And then we're just going to use the spring screws to basically tie it on. So I'm just going to thread this in with my fingers first. You can thread all of them on with my fingers before I begin screwing them in. Oh no, this side fell off. Probably take this off right now, so it'll be easier. Okay, it looks like it's a bit tilted. Oh shoot! So with this new very secure camera angle, I'm gonna work my way in, attaching these screws. Hopefully that's attached. It is perfect. So now is this nice and level? It appears to be okay. So I'm just gonna wait. Let me. Yeah, this is about level. I'm gonna screw these in a diagonal panel pattern now. So starting with this screw over here, since I just screwed that one over. And the other side. I'm gonna screw this one down here now. Just a few screws every time, so we apply the same amount of force and it doesn't, well, it basically spreads out all the thermal compound all around and it doesn't snap anything. Shoot, I hit my camera. Now this time around, I'm just going to screw everything all the way in. Okay, that probably means that click probably means that I'm doing it too tight. Shoot. Perfect, and there we go. So we now have the Hyte Thicc Q80 installed into our Hyte Y70 PC case. I'm just gonna make sure that everything is currently plugged in and looks good. And then it's probably time for us to put the GPU back in. So yeah. Oh, this is gonna be like that. And that looks like it's aligned. Oh, is it doing that? Okay, then time to screw the GPU screws back in. So once again, I'm just going to slightly thread these screws in, making sure that they're centered with the GPU, like so. So it'll be a lot easier for me to basically screw them in with my screwdriver. Okay, first screw is done, now time for the second one. Perfect, second screw is done. Some things that I definitely would like to take away from this. The Q80 is really thick. It basically doesn't even fit going into this computer case. You need to diagonally place it in, so do be aware that you'll probably have to remove any top-mounted fans, and your GPU especially, if you want to place it in. It also basically probably won't even fit in other computer cases that aren't even this big. So yeah, let's just plug this GPU back in. And that's about it. So it's about time for us to test this thing and make sure it actually boots up. So, I'm gonna place the computer off to the side and plug it into this monitor right behind. So I have the computer up here and I got this cable now. So this is an DisplayPort cable for this center monitor right over here. I'm gonna plug this into one of the main GPU slots. So, I have the computer plugged in now into the wall, into my keyboard, and into this monitor right here. So, I guess it's time for me to press this button and see if it boots up. So now that we have the computer up and running with the Thicc Q80 in it, we can open up Hyte Nexus to control it. So I already installed it a bit ago, and unfortunately my footage with Hyte Nexus got corrupted. So I'm just going to reopen it and show you how to control the Thicc Q80. Okay, so it appears that Nexus is currently loading up. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. It is taking a while though. Let's just quit and reopen it. And if anyone's wondering, that black screen is basically me giving access to Nexus. So now that I'm in Nexus, I'm able to go over and click on Faces. And it's going to detect any Q-Series device in the computer. Once it's synced up, it's going to basically show my faces that I already put together. But basically you could have different faces for either clocks, performance, weather, screen time, and media. So basically I ended up setting up some faces for performance already. And as I click between them, you can actually see on my Q80 screen that it cycles between them. Basically, to make a face, I will remove this one right here, and I'll show you guys. You're going to want to click on this plus button, and then click on whatever type of face you want to add. I'm going to do performance. Oh wait, wait, no, I need to click add right over here. Performance. Then you could click on what type of face that you would like to be displayed. In this case, I'm going to do this face right over here, and it's going to show up right here, and on the Nexus device. So from there, you could decide what's on the different sensors. So for this main sensor, that's going to be sensor number 1. And for you to do that, you would need this multi-setting enabled. So for this, I think I'm going to probably do... for this, I have my GPU. This is my CPU. I'm gonna do... I'm probably gonna do... memory, maybe? Yeah, I'm gonna do memory. Switch this to load. Memory in general. Okay, so now memory is displayed on my device, right over there. And then for my other sensors, I think I'm going to set that to storage temperature. So I could set temperature just like so, and then on the bottom left you could actually see as the temperature, and since I have 2 SSDs installed, I'm going to select hardware name so I can figure out what the temperature is for that hardware. Then I'm going to move over to the third sensor, which is this one, and set the other SSD. Perfect. Perfect. So that's how you can make a basic face on Hyte Nexus. So there are some other features along with that on the Q80. And that's going to be a wallpaper, so you could change up your Thicc Q80's wallpaper if you'd like. I'm not going to do that right now. You can also change the theme colors, basically making it a different color. And then you could also change up the lighting. I currently have it set to screen mirror mode though. And then basically these are all the settings you have. Then other than that, you can go over to cooling too, and you can basically set the fan curves and pump performance, I believe, but I'm not really going to touch that right now. So yeah, that's about what you can do in Hyte Nexus, and also you can set different widgets that have different specs. So yeah, so now that we've gone through Hyte Nexus, we're going to transition over to benchmarks. So I'm going to run my 1200K with Q80 through TimeSpy on 3D Mark, and I'll share the temperature results with you. So yeah. So I just went through TimeSpy with 3D Mark, and here are the results. So it appears that the highest CPU temperature I ended up getting was about 78 degrees Celsius. I ended up running this test 2 more times before this, and I got around 76 degrees Celsius on those. It appears that the CPU temperature mainly stayed around 50 something to 60 something during the entire test, while the GPU was at a higher utility. Yeah, GPU load 90% and 65% CPU temperature. So yeah, the temps are pretty good, especially compared to my last cooler. And I guess that's about all for TimeSpy, so let's get into the outro. So thank you for watching this video. If you feel that this might have been informative, or if you liked the video, feel free to put a like and maybe comment below or subscribe. Yeah. So that's going to be it for today. Feel free to select one of the side videos if you want to continue watching some stuff. And I'll have more videos on in the future. Thank you!